So what's going on, guys? You know me as Jeffrey here today, bringing you another video. And today we're going to be talking about the potential of the Xbox Scorpio. Now, we already got all the leak specs. I mean, we pretty much knew what was going to be inside of the Scorpio, all of the specs, and all the hardware that's going to be in it. And it was no surprise, really. I mean, we already knew what was going to be in it. But whatever hardware and whatever specs and 4K gaming, they're not going to matter to people like me. Mostly because, you know, I already have an Xbox One S. So what honestly kind of upgrade am I going to get with this machine is, there's two problems I have with the Scorpio, and only these two problems. If these two problems can get solved, then I'll for sure be buying a Scorpio. As a huge Xbox player, I've been playing Xbox for over 11, 12 years now. I absolutely love Xbox. I love Microsoft. I've always liked their consoles, and all of their exclusives have been great until this generation. This generation for exclusives have been, well, to put it honestly, boring. Like, oh, we got another Halo. Oh, we got another Gears of War. Now, granted, Gears of War 4 is actually a really good Gears of War game. Like, I highly recommend it. And also we got Forza. I've never liked racing games. There's only a really specific crowd of people who enjoy racing games, and I mean, we just got a Forza Motorsport 6 last year. I mean, Forza is pretty much turning into Microsoft's Call of Duty at this point, or like a Ubisoft Assassin's Creed game. That's an even better example. That really sucks. I mean, I have enjoyed Microsoft's exclusives until now. I mean, Halo 4 was pretty ass. I hated that game. Halo 5 is no better either. I don't like Halo 5 at all, and I'm not a fan of Halo's multiplayer one bit. So, yeah, it's been a pretty disappointing year for exclusives, and that's obviously one of the biggest issues we're gonna have with the Scorpio is the hope for exclusives. I mean, really, what's the point of making a console, a brand new 4K console, and you're not gonna have any of your Xbox exclusive games? At least I'm asking Microsoft and Xbox to at least consider doing something like what they did with Left 4 Dead 2. You know, making it Xbox and PC, maybe get a PC game onto the Xbox One, like, and do that kind of thing only on Xbox One, or only on Xbox Scorpio and PC. That would be really interesting. That would be enough for me. If they could get a couple of those games, get that on the console, that's enough for me.
Health restored.
But I'm not too worried about exclusives because, for one reason, I think some companies are going to bring some of their games that they already have released onto the Scorpio in 4K. Some games that I probably haven't played. I heard The Witcher 3 is coming to the Scorpio in 4K, which would be awesome because I really enjoyed The Witcher 2. I didn't get a chance to play the first one, and I hear nothing but great things about Witcher 3, so that would be awesome. I haven't played it yet, sadly. I wish I could have gotten a copy, but I've been buying so many different games. Been stuck on Skyrim and playing some Oblivion, so I haven't played Witcher 3 yet. I'm pretty excited if it does come to the Scorpio, which would be awesome. But at the same time, you know, you gotta think about it. These games are already released. A lot of people have already, you know, beaten the game, especially Witcher 3, which is one of the most played games and one of the most highly rated games of this generation. So, you know, exclusives, Xbox, Microsoft exclusives are important to keeping the Scorpio alive and relevant. And That's probably the biggest issue for me. And another issue that, quote-unquote issue, it's not a problem for me personally, is the fact that we haven't had a price tag release yet. Just fine by me. I mean, I'm not expecting this console to be, you know, less than $400. I'm expecting it to at least be 500 plus. As long as it's not $1,000, which would be worthless, because, you know, then we could just go and get a freaking PC with that money, build our own rig and setup.
Heroes never die.
All systems checked out.
So that's not really an issue for me personally. Now, getting on to the second issue, the second problem that I do have with the Scorpio is,
I've got you in my sights.
so I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to think. The main issue obviously is exclusives. Xbox and Microsoft, you know, Microsoft basically needs to come together and they need to think of new ideas. And they've got to put these games out for either Xbox only or get another kind of deal where it's PC and Xbox. You know, they've got to work this out. They got to get something going to keep the console relevant. Now that's another small issue for me, is the relevancy. If the Scorpio can stay relevant, which I do think it will, and this is another issue that's going to tie into Scorpio for me, is casual gamers. Now we all know, I think we all know that some casual gamers, I mean most casual gamers, are going to be like, oh, new console coming out, it's got 4K on it, obviously I'm gonna go want and pick this up, you know, and that's the reason that they would be picking up the Scorpio, you know. But for, you know, Xbox fans like me and other Xbox fans who are on Xbox because, you know, we enjoy the console, we enjoy what games they put out, the software, the setup, you know, the ease, like, honestly, the ease of access, you know, I'm not talking about like in the console settings or whatever, like as an actual console, the ease of using this console is by far better to me than it is on Sony consoles. I really just enjoy, oh, Xbox consoles in general, you know, they're just easier to use. Controllers are way better in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of DualShock controllers at all. But at the same time, you know, as much as I love Xbox and it seems like I'm dick riding them, really the only issue I've ever had with Xbox so far has legitimately been exclusives. I mean, right now, you know, with this whole dashboard update again, the servers have been horrible lately, but, you know, just for this generation in general, I mean, no games. Like, this is the biggest issue for me. I can't stress this enough. I promise you, this is the biggest issue for almost everybody who's thinking about buying a Scorpio, is games. Like, what games are we gonna get? I think we deserve some new games, Microsoft. I think we do, you know. And it really pains me to know that they completely killed Lion Studios. I believe that's what they're called. The producers of Fable, which is fantastic. Those games, Fable 1, 2, 3, Anniversary, are all fantastic games. Those were fantastic exclusives. And Microsoft killed it, you know. I mean, it was probably, you know, money problems, whatever, you know, whatever issue was, you know, it's understandable, but it sucks, you know, and it really sucks, and it makes the future of exclusives on the Scorpio just, you know, less exciting, less hopeful. Another issue that I'm gonna have probably, what I'm looking forward to at E3, I really want to go to E3 this year. Hopefully I can. I don't know, I doubt it. I would love to see the reveal of the Scorpio, be able to probably play it if they let us. If I can get to E3, I'm definitely going to be posting a video about it. Another issue that having is the design. I absolutely hated the design of the original Xbox One. And I believe personally that this was all just a cash grab from both Sony and Microsoft, releasing the One S and the Pro. That's exactly what the console should have been at release, in my opinion. Exactly what they should have been, which is the most disappointing part. The design, the original Xbox One is so big. It still has that stupid power brick, which I think, in my personal opinion, is a really big hardware flaw, because I don't know what it is, but having two separate cables instead of just one AC power cord, you know, that would have been helpful. I don't think they're gonna bring back that stupid power brick. If they do, I don't know, that's gonna really turn me off. And I hope that they can keep the size, you know, to Xbox One S's size. Now, I'm not expecting it to be as small, you know, you're packing a lot of hardware into the thing, but try to not just make it this big, clunky, ugly console, Microsoft. That's all I'm asking, you know. I'm not asking for a lot. Just keep the design, you know, simple. Keep the AC power cord, one plug-in. This is exactly what the Xbox One should have been on release date. And the controllers as well. Now, I absolutely love the Xbox One controllers and the S controllers. Again, I think that they should have released the original Xbox One with the headphone jack on them. I don't know, I'm just gonna sit here and assume that it was all a cash grab. It most likely was, which is okay, you know, you want to maximize your profits. It's no big deal to me. Maybe it's not a cash grab, you know, I'm just sitting here assuming stuff, but at the same time, you know, this is exactly what the Xbox One should have been at release. It was the S. So basically, we got a few issues that I'm hoping. Now, I'm not expecting a perfect console here. I'm not expecting a perfect 4K console. But I'm expecting, you know, it's 2017. Xbox is trying to adapt into the PC world more and more. And that's okay, you know, I find that okay. But you've got to do it right. And they need to get exclusives on the Scorpio. They need to have a good design. And they just gotta have good hardware, good software, and gotta make sure it runs well. I don't want them to sit out here and rush the damn console, okay? If we have to wait another year, another 2 years, I'm fine with that. I'll sit here and play my Xbox One S all I want. I just hope this console isn't rushed. I hope it works good. I hope the design is good. And I hope to God we get some exclusives. But the future is looking bright. You know, I can respect this from Microsoft as a competitive viewpoint. I just hope the console succeeds. That's all I gotta say.